The first title that I went for in this video was Before You Play Arknights Endfield. Then I scrapped that because it feels like it's a pretty boring title. Why would people click on it and people are already gonna start playing Arknights Endfield? So instead, I decided let's get straight to the point. That title is exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. Before that, just a quick update. The previous video that I made, which is Arknights Endfield Gacha versus a lot of the other gacha games, pretty fun video. Took me a lot of hours, but it seems like it was worthwhile to share the information. But my code isn't perfect. I really tried to be meticulous about it, and there is someone who pointed out that I made an error, so I thought I'd use this video to say what it is. So the error in my code comes from the fact that Endfield gives you 240 guaranteed, right? Every 240 pulls, you get a potential token. I made a mistake in my code where I made it reset your 6-star or 5-star pity counter, which is not supposed to affect. So unfortunately, I'm supposed to have commented this out and run the code. So what numbers does this affect? Previously, the average number of pulls required is 480, the median is 480, and then the 5th percentile, meaning the best luck usually is 308, and the worst luck is 720. These numbers will actually drop. So now it has become the average pulls is actually 459, and then afterwards the 5th percentile is 282, and the 95th is 686. So you're taking less pulls because of my mistake, basically. So whalers are having a good time in Endfield, actually. Some people also pointed out to me that Watering Waves doesn't exactly give you 2 free copies straight away. If you get a mixed copy character like 5 copy, it might still not be sufficient enough for you to clock the extra 2. Meaning you take more pulls in Watering Wave. So basically, there's a bigger rift now between Endfield and Watering Waves, which is interesting since I said they were quite equivalent. Like I said, not a perfect video, but still largely correct. And actually, I think it might be a good idea to extend this project even further to something that's massive. What if I delve deeper into the gacha games, right? I haven't accounted for pool economy. What does it look like in 10 banner time spent? What does it look like even further for pay-to-play? The total amount spent in a year. And what about the other gacha games, right? The smaller ones that some of you are playing. So I invite you, if you're a programmer, because I know some of you love coding as well, and imagine being able to code about your favorite game. In my Discord server, I'm creating a new channel called Gacha Thesis. It isn't easy for me to do all the coding myself for every single game, when I've already spent 2 full days to just code for these, and there's still so many scenarios that I haven't got to discuss. The thesis paper that I made is just about 10 pages long. What if we make it 100 pages and really an informative one? If you want to be a part of that project, you want to contribute in your own way to all the different things that happen, come into my Discord server. I will chat with you guys. Let's all learn about the games that we like together. Now, back to business. Are you a tourist? Hello, welcome to Arknights Endfield. That's what some people label some of you who's watching now, right? People who play other games and don't play Arknights. And they go around telling these newcomers, no, you can't play this game. This game is one and only for true Arknights fans. I have friends that I've long met from the anime and cosplay community way before I'm a content creator, and they aren't playing Arknights, but they love to play the bigger games. Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Watering Waves. They don't have an interest in Arknights. It feels like it's not the game for them, but when they look into Endfield, they're interested in Endfield. I'm more than excited for my friends to finally enjoy Arknights, albeit it's a different world, but it's still got familiar characters and the stories will eventually start to intertwine, which is really fun to see. Arknights has had a very small global community for many years, and it's not because people aren't taking interest in the game. There is quite a bit of attribution to the fact that certain content creators out there decided to put Arknights in a really bad light, saying that the gacha is horrible, there's no gameplay and all that kind of stuff. Not sure why they feel so good to spout such misinformation. It's quite a pain as someone who really loves Arknights. As a result, Endfield becomes the gateway for people to discover Arknights, to also discover how fun the game developers' hypergrowth can be. For these many years that we are a smaller community, we have been a largely welcoming one. I can't say that for the entirety of Arknights, but at least for the community that I build up, we are always very happy to see people loving the same game that we do. Millions of people might end up playing Arknights Endfield if you take a look at their official YouTube channel. All their recent videos are in millions of views, which is exciting to see. But when the community grows this large, the number of bad actors or not so nice people will grow together with it. I don't play the Hoyo titles or Wuwa, but time to time, I'm gonna get told that those communities are nasty, right? Lots of people are fighting with each other, trying to say which gacha is better, fighting about the characters in the game, or trying to be so rabid about the story that they even have. I have a very simple concept about the idea of nasty people in a community, and that is, I always just put a benchmark. 1% of the community will be bad. It could be bigger, okay? It could be 10%, it could be 5%. Let's just say 1% of the community is bad. If you have a player base of 100,000 people, 1% is 1,000 people being loud and noisy on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube, right? If you have 1 million people, that is 10,000 people making noise. Arknights' global community could be said to be the 100,000 people having only 1,000 not so nice people, right? Genshin, however, that is 1 million people possibly playing at a time, with 10,000 not so good people. There's a lot of people who just quietly enjoys Genshin and Wuthering Waves on their own, playing with their friends, joining communities, cosplaying, going to conventions and seeing all the funsy stuff, whereas there's all these people on the internet trying to shit talk as much as they want. In a way, you can say that is why Arknights have a nicer community, but with a population size in Genshin Impact, it's so easy for all these people to appear. My point here is that if Endfield grows to a large game that tons of people are playing, expect to see bad behavior. It is just part and parcel of being a giant game. And those crew of not so good people, it will look huge. They will try to make as much trouble as they can. When some of you go around saying we don't want tourists to come into Endfield, it shouldn't be the case of barring anybody who plays other games from trying the game. There are people who's gonna genuinely start loving Endfield and finally discover that, wait, I never knew Arknights or Endfield is so fun to play. Why didn't people share this to me earlier? Why didn't the YouTube algo hit it for me? Even if out of 1,000 people, only one guy says I'm gonna try Arknights while playing Endfield together, I'm more than happy. It means that our community gets to grow, right? I want to be a part of Arknights, Endfield, the combined community. I want this place to be an enjoyable one. For most of us also, we don't want these sort of bad actors, right? And like I said, inevitable. It's gonna exist. In that case, you are a consumer. You are the audience. You get to choose who you want to support, who you want to listen to. If you want to be part of positive culture, you follow positive people. Also, positive doesn't necessarily mean people who like the game, and negative means people who do not like the game. Endfield could turn out to be one of the greatest games that some of you will love, and on the other hand, Endfield might not be for some of you. If we don't like something, know how to present what that we don't like, know how to reason it out to people, but don't fall into the act of tribalism, where just because you singularly don't like it, you try to put a whole army with you in order to make them believe the same thing, and turns out it might not be true. Let me round out my points on this whole tourism thing. I am more than happy that tons of people are gonna play Endfield. Whether or not they turn out to like it, we're gonna find out. The game is coming out. Who knows if I'm even gonna like it, right? Is it true that I think the game is that great? I can only find out after playing it for a week or two. Expect to see troublemakers. And if you do see them and you don't like them, like myself, just filter them out. Don't get incited by them. Some people or content creators might eventually start dragging me into fights because they think it's good. I will see if there's a need for me to be taking part of it, but if I don't think it's worth the time, I'm just not gonna care really. Games are about having fun. I don't know why games have started becoming this idea that we have to spar with each other all the time. I've played games since I was a little kid, right? Playing all the simulation games, real-time strategy games. I don't go playing it and complaining, oh, why this game so bad and whatnot. I just play it and think it's so fun to have filled my time with them. This brings me to the segue to our sponsor, Linus Tech Tips. Okay, I'm kidding, I didn't get sponsored by him. But this brings me to a segue to meta. I think it's fair that when you have a live service game, there will be strongest characters, there will be weakest characters, and people will start tier listing, people will start telling you, this is the best build, this is the strongest team, clear everything in under 2 minutes with this trick. There's so many content creators telling you that this is the must pull character, this is the best free to play strat. All this before the game is even released. How the hell do you know that what you're presenting is correct? This is also a minor gripe, but some of them are justifying their presentation by saying that they played 100 plus hours in the beta. Some could be true, don't get me wrong, but others definitely make me go questioning like, are you for reals? And then there's even worse. Some of them saying, I've played Arknights for all of my life. Where were you when Arknights is around? That's a sidetrack, okay? But on to this meta thing. Again, people are going to tell you that this is the best way to play the game, and some of you love that, right? Some of you are going to approach this game trying to figure out what's the best way to play the game. How do I make sure that I dish out the biggest damage? Because that is your enjoyment. You love to see that who you pull for is making you look like the best player within the game. There is nothing wrong with wanting to play like that in the game, and it shouldn't be seen as the only way to play also. I feel this way when I look at a lot of the other bigger gacha games, that people are always so pent up about which is the bestest units. But it turns out that it will create the entire community playing the same goddamn characters at the same time. I'm not sure if you guys find this boring, but let's say you're in a group of 10 friends and then you guys huddle around, you guys show off your 4-man team in a certain game, and then you look at each other and you see everybody is using the exact same 4 characters in the team. Unless everybody in your friend group loves the exact same characters, I think it's just gonna look really stale. It's like everybody has no taste, we all just follow the golden grail of what's the strongest. Endfield might also have that golden grail, but I need to let you know, as someone who played the beta for 200 hours, you don't need to be so sweaty. Endfield has so many unique characters, unique gear, unique weapon, unique setups for you to discover and play in your own way. The great thing that I thoroughly love about Endfield is the fact that you can be so creative with your team. As long as you see that there's good people who piece together, and they sequence very well, you can find a team that visually and also emotionally excites you as you play the game. Even if you get content creators telling you that this is the strongest character, and you have a character that you're really interested in, they look so much more fun. Who cares what's the strongest? Go ahead, take joy in your own way. I cannot assure this, but I'm just gonna say it from my experience. That is, it is not so much important that you discover what is the strongest team or not, because even the middle of the pack teams are pretty equivalent in strength. Even if you have the strongest team, if you don't know how to use them, you don't know how their skills work, you don't know the timing of everything, you might just end up playing weaker than apparently a team that is much easier for you to run and easier for you to learn what their skill sequences are. Supposedly weaker, but apparently in your own playstyle, it might suit you more. I think there will be variance in the way that people approach combat, and I'm so excited by that. Finally, no one single template way of playing content in the game. I want to see how people can enjoy games and show off to each other. Hey, you have a different team? Let me show you my team instead. Oh, how about yours? That to me is what a game is about. So that closes up the section on meta. Have fun in your own way. That is really my advice. And finally, content creation. I'm not actually referring to all the other content creators. They can do what they want. But let me tell you about my own content creation. I'm a full-time content creator now, and why do content creation despite the fact that I have a degree that lets me be a wonderful programmer? Well, I love the challenge of programming, it's gonna give me good money. But I think content creation is a lot more challenging, and I love that. It's a thrill of life. It's not gonna give me good money, but I don't think I mind it in the short term, because in the first place, I think my whole life has been driven by the fact that I love entertaining people, and I love being part of communities as well. So to me, my goal as a content creator in both Endfield and Arknights as well. I'm not leaving Arknights for those of you who are my viewers of Arknights. I'm still going to produce content for both games. Content creation can be very stressful. Thinking about how to make sure I have thumbnails that you guys will click, how to have good titles, and make sure that as I talk in the video, you don't get bored, you don't click away and go to someone else, and you're still here. Thank you for that. The real truth about content creation is, of course, I need to get the views. I want my videos to be as watched as possible from lots of people. But I'm not going to use the cheap tactics of, picking drama, throwing controversies, picking fight with each other. My philosophy in YouTubing has always been, I love games, and I think they're fun. So if I can show more people that it's fun, that is going to make me so happy. I time to time say this on my stream. So for the first time I'm saying this in a YouTube video. I have a life motto that I use, which is, I might die tomorrow. Like, pretty morbid for me to say that, but it's true, right? I don't know what the hell is going to happen to me in life. I could be gone tomorrow, I could be gone in a month, I could be gone in a year. Maybe I live until I'm 80, hooray! But because I don't know when I'm going to live until, god damn, why spend every day so sad or angry for, right? Until then, I should want to live my life as happy as I can. I put that spirit in all of my live streams and videos that I've made for the past 6 years of doing just purely on Arknights. You will see me playing hard, playing smart, and a lot of times playing dumb, because silly things just gives me energy. If you want to be a part of such content, then join in, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you on stream and even in my videos. What sort of videos will I be making for Endfield? I am even trying to find out. Will I be producing guides? Will I be showing you all the fun playtimes that happens on streams? Would I do discussion topics? I think WoW is my oyster over here. My channel has always been a bit of a circus. Whatever that I want to post, I just do it. As long as you guys find reason that you will watch it, I'm more than happy to invite you on that. So look forward to whatever that I produce in time to come. Alright? Thanks for watching this video. Bye-bye.